happened to have somebody else's cocaine in her pocket that she didn't use, having it on you is still against the law.
Dr. Gail Salt says that Lohan, who was arrested just 11 days after checking out of rehab, is struggling with a very serious illness, addiction.
Many people die of addiction. And unfortunately, if they're out there, they have the potential to kill other people as a result of their addiction.
On August 3rd, 21-year-old Lindsay checked into rehab for the third time at the Cirque Lodge in Sundance, Utah. And while the $30,000 and up intense program at the Cirque Lodge can house up to 16 residents at one time, each gets to enjoy spectacular views, jacuzzi tubs, and private fireplaces. Sporting workout clothes, wearing a hat with one word, faith, Lindsay has enjoyed the scenery. August 23rd, Lindsay gets a plea deal break, 7 misdemeanor charges stemming from her 2 DUI arrests, but she'll only have to serve 24 hours in jail. Upon reaching this deal, Lindsay broke her silence from rehab, admitting, quote, "It is clear to me that my life has become completely unmanageable because I am addicted to alcohol and drugs. Recently, I relapsed and did things for which I am ashamed. I broke the law, and today I took responsibility by pleading guilty to the charges in my case." These charges stem from both her Memorial Day weekend crash in Beverly Hills and the July 24th incident in which she allegedly chased down the car driven by her assistant's mom.
Ms. Lohan received the same sentence as anyone would receive given the same facts and circumstances. The only way it would rise to the level of a felony is if there was great bodily injury, and there was no great bodily injury.
In the deal, Lindsay was sentenced to 4 days in the Linwood jail, the same facility where Paris Hilton served her time. Now, because a judge cut Lindsay's 4-day sentence in half and gave her credit for time served on the day of her DUI arrest, that leaves just 1 day that she has to serve by January the 18th. Lindsay's stay in rehab was to last a minimum of 30 days, but she remains at the Cirque Lodge. Apparently, the healing has begun, because after a 3-year estrangement, Lindsay reunited with her father. September 9th, dressed in matching all black, Lindsay's arms are wrapped around her dad. Father and daughter pose cheek to cheek for this loving photo after church services in Salt Lake City. So just what is it that fascinates people about a 21-year-old who's been in rehab 3 times, charged with 2 DUIs, and always seemed to have an excuse at the ready for her outrageous actions?
Yeah. I was at a club, you know, dancing on tables with Paris Hilton. And it happens. Bungalow, 8. Where else? I mean, I live there, don't I?
That Lohan sense of humor. Rather than running from the headlines, Ms. Lohan can at least laugh at herself. And that's one of the reasons why we love Lindsay.
My life is in the magazines. Like, people know more about me than I know.
And here's what we know. Lindsay's been in front of the camera and gaining famous fans for years.
I'm a workaholic.
God, she's got such potential, not just as an actress. She's got more than potential. She's realizing her potential as an actress, but as a human being.
I'm a drama queen at heart. Everybody is.
And we have to cut the 21-year-old starlet a break for dealing with so much so soon, including constant paparazzi coverage.
It's very nice. I haven't been followed at all today. I'm so shocked. It did concern me a bit. I said, well, who are they following then? Because they're always with me.
And we can't talk about Miss Lindsay without talking about fashion.
I'm a slave to Chanel. It's vintage YSL, so I'm like, so nervous. I love vintage and I wanted to wear something unique and glamorous. I'm not an idiot.
Straight ahead, living with the Lohans, jail time, arrest, estrangement, and custody fights. Did Lindsay's parents' behavior impact their oldest daughter? Are they to blame for her addictions? But first, Lindsay's early years, Lindsay's life before she became a star. Did her childhood dreams come true? Find out next.
A happy family. You know what? You guys all get together. Michael, all the kids get together.
A picture-perfect family moment for the Lohans back in 2003. It was a simpler time for the 17-year-old Lindsay and her family at the premiere of Freaky Friday, but that was just one moment of happiness for a family that, since then, has been torn apart.
I want to be a director and an actress like Jodie Foster and go to college.
Aspirations of a young Lindsay Lohan on the set of her first movie. Disney's remake of The Parent Trap. It all began on July 2nd, 1986, when Lindsay Lohan was born in New York City and raised in the small New York town of Merrick, Long Island, to Michael, a former actor turned investment banker, and Dina, a former rockette. As early as 3 years old, Lindsay showed promise of success, signing on as a Ford model.
Lindsay has been in this business since she's 3.
Lindsay's younger brother and sister, Cody and Allie, followed their big sister's lead, also working as child models.
That's Lindsay's pretty mother.
Does she need to show hers?
And in 2003, we were with a 17-year-old Lindsay and her family as she got ready for her Freaky Friday premiere.
Thank you.
Hey, Cody, smile.
The only Lohan missing, Michael, who called from downstairs.
Oh, no, phone call. The pink does not match. It's the dad. We're going downstairs.
Yeah, we're going down there.
But all was not well in the Lohan household, with Father Michael absent much of the time, spending time in jail in the early 90s. And that was just the beginning. In June of 2004, U.S. Marshals arrested Lindsay's father for assaulting his brother-in-law, Matt. At court the next day, Matt had this to say.
I just want to say he's a dangerous person. He's come at people before, you know, he's a menace to society, I believe. I was getting out of a car, he struck me from behind with a shoe, then proceeded to beat me as I was bleeding pretty profusely.
Michael later pled guilty, and as in many family disputes, both sides offered very different accounts of what happened. Michael's attorney fired back.
Our position is Michael defended himself. The victim was the aggressor.
And I stood there, and when he came at me, he swung with the right, swung with the left, and he missed me, and I grabbed his head, and I punched him in the head.
I never laid a hand on him. My hands were in my pocket when he was beating me.
I hit him once. I cracked him. I mean, look at my hand. It's still swollen.
Now, this would not be the last time that Lindsay's father would come face-to-face with the law.
Grand larceny. Thousands of dollars. It's a scammer. My client maintains he's innocent of these other charges, which involve some dispute or discrepancy about a bill in a restaurant.
In February of 2005, Michael Lohan was arrested and charged with DWI. In May, he pled guilty to attempted assault and other charges, and was sentenced to prison. The question remained, was Michael Lohan dangerous?
Is Lindsay afraid of you in any way?
Not at all. No.
But Mom Dina thinks otherwise.
Is she afraid of him?
It's a very long, many years of things happening within that situation that it has become, yes, fearful at times.
Wait, stop.
Okay.
That was Lindsay's publicist, putting an abrupt end to the heated topic of Father Michael. But as erratic as he may be, Lindsay's dad is making a real effort to change.
Do you have an anger management issue of some kind? Because there's been some fights, and that's the way you seem to resolve it.
I'm 44 years old. I should know better. I studied martial arts for 8 years.